Welcome back to Smart Architectural Programming. In this video, which is a part of our Introduction to Java series, we'll explore a key concept every Java programmer must understand, and it is imperative that you also understand this: the catch and declare principle. And this is part of the concepts that we're discussing around the exceptions, which is on chapter 11 of our book. And this is important because whether you're building your first application or architecting a large-scale system, understanding how Java handles exceptions is essential, and this principle goes a long way in understanding exceptions and how to deal with them. So, with all of that, let's first understand what is the catch or declare principle. Basically, Java enforces a rule called catch or declare principle. The principle applies to checked exceptions, which are exceptions that must be either A, caught using try and catch block, or declared using the throws keyword in method signature. Think of it this way: if a method might throw a checked exception, Java requires that you either handle it or explicitly say, hey, I'm not handling it here, it's someone else's responsibility. So based on that understanding, right, of the catch and or declare principle, again, let me try to clarify it again. With checked exceptions, either you catch them or you declare them, right? And if you basically don't you need to do both of them with checked exceptions because Java requires you to do that. And it basically means that you're telling Java, I'm not handling it, or someone else is handling it, right? So this is the catch or declare principle regarding checked exceptions that you need to understand. So based on that particular principle, basic next section we need to focus on is declaring exceptions using throws. So you need to understand how you declare exceptions using throws. So if you see our code here, let me bring out my trusty little pen here to emphasize that. Rather, let me just use a highlighter here, change the color to red. So what you'll notice here, especially this section here, throws IO exception, right? This particular section is what we need to focus on in this particular code base. So here what we're declaring an exception using throws. So it's basically telling Java here that we're throwing an IO exception here, basically. So keep that in mind. Here, basically, and if you further might want to delve into this code, read file might throw an IO exception, as you can see here. File reader, reader, new file, reader file name, right? So basically, if this read file and let me actually see if so if this read file logic here, let me use a different color because of the same color it's basically getting a little bit weird. So let's get this per section. Oh, let me use a eraser here and this one here. So going back to the highlighter here, we use this color here. So you need to focus on the blue color or the cyan color here, right? So it's highlighting the file name and the file reader here. So we're not basically what we're telling Java here is that when you run this particular piece of code in this method, and we're not if you run this piece of code and you might face something called an IO exception, then throw that IO exception. And since we're not handling that inside the method itself, we declare it outside the method. This tells the caller of this method, be ready to catch an IO exception or declare it yourself, right? This is how Java enforces safe exception handling at compile time. So based on this understanding, now we need to understand how do we handle catch, handle exceptions with try and catch, right? So instead of declaring, you can also handle exceptions right where they occur using try catch blocks. And this is very, very essential. This is especially essential when you're trying to deal with third-party data sources. Like opening files are also third-party data sources where you might want to make sure that you try accessing it first and if it doesn't access it using the try, then you catch that error and move forward. Otherwise your program would default and it won't move forward. So if you focus on this particular case here, we have a try and a catch block here, right? So we have try and catch here. In this example, as you can see, if reading the file fails within the try block, we catch the IO exception and handle it in the catch block. Then maybe log it, notify the user, or take corrective action, whatever you need to make sure that it's visible, or whatever may you think on how to handle the error. The best practice though is to only catch exceptions you know how to handle. Don't just swallow them silently. So with that, let's focus on how do you handle exceptions with try with resources. That's another thing within Java. So we have try here, right? And we have catch here, like we did previously. So basically Java provides a cleaner way to handle exceptions with the resource management using try with resources. Previously we just tried try and catch, but there's a way to handle it more resourcefully within Java. So this syntax here, as you notice, we have file reader and the file within the brackets of try, which we didn't have previously. That was within the block code. So this syntax where we have the code within the brackets of the try, not within the main block of the file, basically automatically closes the resource, in this case file reader, even if an exception occurs, right? This really reduces your boilerplate code and also prevents resource leaks, a common problem in file and network programming. So this is a good resource or good tool within Java that is very, very unique, but very, very helpful and effective in using. So to recap, what we've covered at this point is we need to understand that we understood in this video Java's catch or declare rule, which enforces exception safety. We also understood how to use throws to declare checked exceptions. We've also understood how to use try catch to handle exceptions locally. And we've also understood how to use try with resources to automatically manage resources safely. This principle helps you write more robust, predictable, and maintainable Java code. So, have you enjoyed this video? Smash that like button. Want to go deeper? Check out our book on Introduction to Java, available now on Smart Architectural Programming. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical professional Java content. With that, we're going to sign off and see you in our next video.